Spring. I'm your host, Avon Price, and once again, I'm hosting again on a Monday, and I'm here with two fabulous ladies. We have Kimberly Nelson from Philanthropy, they're our Philanthropy Director, and then we have our great Green Spring resident, Sally Pritchett. How are you ladies doing today?
Great. We're happy to be here on a Monday.
If got to be someplace, so this is a good place to be.
Great place to be here at Green Spring. Now, I know we're here to talk about the scholars and everything going with that this year, but I know there's some changes going on with the Wellness Center, and I know you had an update about that real quick.
Yep, I wanted to give an update for residents in case they had not heard. We mentioned it at the most recent Coffee with Exec, but starting April 1st, which is this Saturday, hard to believe, there will no longer be a staff person in the morning, Saturday mornings, in the fitness center. So what has happened in the past is we've had this morning shift where there's been sort of a staff person there just to help folks and greet residents as they come into the fitness center. And earlier in the year, the fitness center did a little survey with all of their users and members to say, how do you want us to best basically utilize our resources? Because the person who was in that position retired, and we were trying to figure out how do we best maximize those dollars and people. And one of the things that came back really strongly from that survey was the residents are really looking at having more instructors or classes, whether it's land or water, sort of more of those types of programs. And so as a result of that, we're working towards doing those modifications. And part of that is not filling that position for Saturdays with what I call a friendly face, which is always nice to have, but we're really looking at having more depth in the individual that gets replaced with that position so that they have the opportunity to do classes and maybe some things that we didn't have before. So there are 2 emergency pendants now if you're there on a Saturday and you're by yourself or not with a neighbor or friend. But we just wanted residents to know it is still open. It's still available as it always has been. And the friendly face will be your face, and hopefully maybe you'll bring a buddy rather than having a paid staff person be that friendly face. So just wanted to clarify that in case
and this
folks
starts
had questions.
this Saturday.
This Saturday. And if you have questions, then stop by and see Brad in the fitness center or Juanita or one of the staff, and they can help walk through any concerns or questions you might have. If you're a Saturday user that needs help, then they've tried to reach out to those individuals privately to sort of make sure they adjust schedules. But if you haven't been contacted or have a question, just reach out to them, and we're here to help, but we didn't want someone to walk in and have an unexpected surprise.
All right, thank you for that.
So, yeah. And now on to Scholars.
Scholars, our favorite time of the year.
It is.
I want to say, ever since I started working here, I'm going on my 3rd year. So this will be my 3rd Scholars grouping that I'm working on. I have to say, it's something I look forward to every year, having to work with the students here at Green Spring. So I'm going to let you talk about the whole Scholars program, what's going on with it this year. Yeah.
So this year, we have, the campaign has started, obviously. And so residents have hopefully gotten a little newsletter in their cubby. We shortened it this year because, again, we were trying to be environmentally cost conscious. So we didn't make it quite as big a program as it has been in the past. But if residents have questions, they can come see us. And the showgirls will be getting windows of our scholars up here in early April, really right around the corner. And those will stay out through April, which is helpful. And I see on the screen it says the official campaign ends April 14th, which is of course right before tax time, which is sort of our annual time. But you can give any time of the year. So if you say, gosh, I'm doing my taxes and it didn't come out the way we thought it would be, and maybe you have to pay Uncle Sam something differently, then you can make a pledge commitment and say, you know what, I want to give to Scholars. I want to do it maybe through my monthly bill, but I'll do it in July. Then let us know those things, because we want to get your name in the program when we have the award ceremony, and you can give the donation a little bit later in the year, and that's perfectly fine. We will take the donation any time of the year that you're willing to support our students. And I would say Sally and I, we really love this program. It just has such a great impact.
It sure does. I love it.
Yeah. So tell us what you really love about it, because you've been doing this a few years with us.
Yeah, I have. But it's fabulous dealing with the students. When you said 57, I thought, oh my God, 57. I've got to sit through 57 interviews. But I did, and it was well worth the effort, because they're such wonderful people. I almost said kids. They're not kids anymore. They're people, but they're so good.
So can we back up a little bit? You said you did 57 interviews. Can you kind of tell us what these interviews that you were doing, why you're doing these interviews, or what are they for?
They're to get the students involved in interview time frame, because they haven't been interviewed yet. Officially by anybody. So now they're going to be interviewed, and then they can go on and use that technique later on. So it's just a practice thing, but it's not for us.
I think one of the nice things about the resident committee, when they sort of set up the scholarship program before I even joined Green Spring, is one of the components that they added into that was that the students must interview with the philanthropy committee. And the interview is not to say yes you get it and no you don't because you didn't interview well. It is really, as Sally said, to help students do a panel interview with 4 or 5 or even 7 residents. It is a little nerve-wracking.
It can be. Some of them are really nervous.
Well, someone tough like you, Sally, I'm sure they're nervous.
I'm so nice to them. You wouldn't recognize me.
Oh, okay.
That's great.
So basically, the interview is kind of like a skill-building exercise to then get used for the real world that's coming up. That they know how to interview, so they're comfortable with it.
That's all it is.
All right.
Now we don't tell them it doesn't count. We make the students be really nervous. To be honest, because we want them to dress for an interview and not show up in shorts and blue jeans, and we really want them to take it serious and to be respectful of the time the committee is giving them to get to know them, and just be aware of where their hopes and dreams are as an individual, and that helps the committee really encourage and promote the students as well.
That's really nice.
And so one of the things Sally is wearing, and I don't know if they can zoom in if we sit still enough, but
I'm sitting still.
The members of the committee are starting to wear these white buttons that say, "Ask me about the Scholars Fund." And that was a suggestion through the committee to just say, you know, residents don't always know who to ask, and they're not always sure who's on the committee. We got a little glare. I was trying to move it.
Heaven forbid.
But if you see someone on the committee that has a little button and has a cap and gown on it,
that's us.
And that really is to say, if you have questions about the campaign, then please ask the committee, and they'll do their very best to help answer it. And if not, they'll bounce it to me. But I think they usually have all the answers.
So now we know who to ask, who has the white button.
There you go.
That's who we ask. Now, can you tell us why we have the scholarship fund, just for anyone who's out there who is new to the community or maybe never even knew? Like you kind of said that it started before you got here. Can you kind of give a little background as to why it started and how it came about and stuff like that?
So I'll give you a little history. So the scholarship program really began in Charlestown, which was our very first Erickson community. It was part of the vision with John Erickson about how important it is not just for young people to have a job, which is how we got students in the dining rooms and that intergenerational connection, but how do we help young people take the next step in their life and feel like their family here at their community where they work is helping them in some way. And so that really is how it began. And then here at Green Spring, prior to my arrival, there was a group of residents who helped develop the criteria. And the amount that they started with back then was $4,000. And over time, it has grown and blossomed, and the committee has made adjustments in the criteria and clarifications, because students need to be full-time. The money doesn't go to the student, it goes directly to the college.
Safer.
It's paid by semester. We don't send them $10,000 all at once. It's paid by semester each time. So I think we're very methodical I would
We try to
say.
be anyway.
And I think we try to be really clear.
Yes, we are.
And the students, I would say you really let the students know in the interviews how important this is that they represent Green Spring with this
That's true.
scholarship. I would call it the grandparent talk.
Not me, but others,
you know,
yes, I agree.
Yes,
I
we're
agree.
very serious that we want the students to realize this is not a benefit of working here.
Yeah.
They have to do the work.
They have to earn it.
I was going to say, they have to earn the scholarship.
Right. It's not just a given. It's not a handout.
That's for sure.
And once they get it, they still need to keep it.
Okay.
And do the right thing to keep it. And so some of our scholars, you're going to see them starting to wear these buttons in the dining rooms that are bright yellow buttons with a scholarship happy face. So these are students who have applied for the scholarship and are currently in the process. And we are looking forward to them having good grades so that they get the scholarship.
Okay.
But please congratulate them and encourage them when you see them wearing the buttons. And if you see them wearing it one day and not the next,
I get after them.
Get after
Or do
'em.
I ever?
We'll send Sally on them.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And I see that you also have a part for residents who donate as well.
Yeah. So I also wanted, and Diane was gracious enough to share her name badge, but we also, so when residents make a donation to the scholarship fund, we will send you your tax receipt acknowledgement letter. And in that letter, there'll be a yellow ribbon. It has double-sided tape on it, so you can stick it on the back of your name badge. I know they're trying to zoom in. I might have to, if I need to tip it, let me know. But it says, I support the scholars. And it's just a nice reminder to say, education is important, and we really value that opportunity here at Green Spring. And education doesn't always mean college.
Yeah.
It could
be
mean a
anything.
technical or trade school. It could be that you wanted to get a certification in electrical something or
Yeah.
plumbing or
So anything just beyond high school.
That's
yes,
right. Got
some
it.
professional skill or trade in whatever fashion works for you. So we just really want to encourage residents to give to the scholarship program.
Yeah.
It is tax deductible.
Yes, it is.
They can drop donations at the front desk. We
Yep.
have a slot there. They can give an envelope to Sally if
I'll
they
take
see
it.
her in the
I'll
hallway.
take all
and
your money.
She'll deliver it to us, and we'll get it processed. So give us a couple days to get your ribbon back.
Okay.
If you want your ribbon right away, the best way to get your ribbon right away is to walk down to the Philanthropy office to see Molly or I and say, here's my donation, and say, can I get my ribbon now? And we will gladly hand
Give
you
you
your
a ribbon.
ribbon, and we'll even help you put it on your name badge so you will have it when you go to dinner.
Well, that's great. Like I said, I always love when it's the time of the year for the Scholars Program. I think it's a wonderful program. And one, it's nice seeing the students, wearing the button. And one, you'll see the awesome, scholarship dance at the ceremony. And speaking of the ceremony, we have about 1 minute. I want to give you time to mention ceremony
Thank
because
you.
that's one of the prime times of the whole
Yes, it
fundraising.
It is. So the ceremony is May 17th. It's a
Okay.
Wednesday. It's at 7:30 p.m. We know that day is a busy day because we know there's the scholarship things. We know the Green Spring Players has stuff going on. So we will tape the program. So if you say, gosh, I'm not going to go to the scholarship thing this year because I'm going to go to the play because that works best for my schedule, that's perfectly fine. We'll tape it and rerun it. It is in Huntner's Crossing. It's always full.
Okay.
We always have a reception afterwards to meet and greet parents and students. So if you can come, we'd love to have you come.
It's a fun evening.
Yeah, we'll have a principal from one of the local high schools and different folks speak. But it is a great time and just a lot of fun.
Perfect. Thanks, ladies, for coming on,
Thanks.
talking about the Scholars Program. So Green Spring residents, if you're interested in this, you know to contact Philanthropy to get more updates about it. And we have a roll-in of a concert that you wanted to introduce. So I'm going to let you introduce it.
yeah.
Great, thank you. Last week we had a wonderful donor event with our vocalist Keith Spencer, who did a whole tribute to Nat King Cole. And so this was a program done through the Philanthropy Committee to just help thank residents who had donated to scholars last year. So it wasn't on the calendar, it was sort of under the radar, but we wanted to share a few snippets of what you might have missed if you weren't able to come to the program. And we hope that everyone will donate to scholars, and we have another great program next year. We can maybe hold it in the Hunter's Crossing so that more folks can come and just have a great event to say thank you for just believing in education, believing in the students, and just helping make a difference.
Perfect. So let's stay tuned and get a little snippet of that concert.